Here we have a balance that will represent our equation. The equation we have is 6 equals x plus 2. In order to solve this equation, we're going to have to get x alone. To do that, we're going to have to remove 2 from the right side. But notice that when we remove 2, the scale becomes unbalanced. We don't want this in an equation. To fix this, we're going to have to remove 2 from the other side as well. Now the equation is balanced. And since x is alone, we can see the answer. X equals 4. This lesson deals with solving equations. When you solve an equation, you have to get the variable. In this equation, we have 4 plus m equals 8. There are two sides to every equation. This is the first side, and this is the second side. We know that 4 plus m needs to turn into just m. Then we'll have the variable alone, and we know we've solved it. When you solve an equation, you have to get rid of anything that's not the variable. In this case, it's 4. To get rid of 4, we're going to have to undo addition. Right now, 4 is being added to m. We have to subtract. However, when you subtract from one side of an equation, you have to subtract from the other. The 4's cancel. You have just m on this side. On the other side, 8 minus 4 gives you 4. To check to see if our answer is right, we should take 4 and plug it back into the original. So instead of writing 4 plus m equals 8, I'm going to write 4 plus 4 equals 8. And 4 plus 4 does, in fact, equal 8, so you know you did it right. You should now pause the video and try working on these problems. Here we have a divided by 3 equals 9. The first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this as a over 3 equals 9. Remember that fractions are the same as division. We'd like to get a alone. Right now it's being divided by 3. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. I'm doing this because the 3's now cancel and you're left with a, which is exactly what we want. On the other side, you have 9 times 3, which gives you 27. Let's try this one now. Again, we should rewrite as p over 5 equals 3. We need to get p alone. To do that, we're going to have to undo division by 5, which means multiply by 5. And remember to do the same thing to both sides. The 5's cancel, and we get p equals 15. Again, pause the video and try this on your own. Now we have x minus 3 equals 7. We have to get x alone. Negative 3 needs to leave. In order to get rid of negative 3, we have to do the opposite, which is add 3. These cancel, and your final answer is 10. This one is a little trickier. What do we do first? We have a 2 in front of the x. We have negative 2. Which one should I get rid of first? Always get rid of addition or subtraction first. In this case, we have the negative 2. To get rid of negative 2, we're going to have to add 2 to both sides. They cancel. We now have 2x equals 8. Our last step is to get rid of multiplication by dividing. 2's cancel, and and x equals 4. Let's work on this one first. We have 9 minus 4m equals 1. What should we do first? In this case, we need to get rid of addition or subtraction first. So let's work on the 9. This is a positive 9, and to get rid of it, we have to subtract. The 9's cancel. Rewrite, and don't forget your negative. Negative 4m equals negative 8. Now what's stopping m from being alone? It's negative 4. Negative 4 is being multiplied to m. So we have to do the opposite, which is division. If you only divide by 4, you wouldn't be getting rid of the negative. So make sure you keep your negative in there. Divide both sides by negative 4. The negative 4's cancel on this side, and you have m equals, now you have negative 8 divided by negative 4. Remember that two negatives cancel and become positive, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. It's hard to believe that it's 2. You should check your work. Take 2 and plug it back in and see if you get the same answer. Now let's work on this one. Should we get rid of the 9 first or the 3? If you said 3, you're right. To get rid of the positive 3, we have to subtract. Now watch what happens. These cancel, and these cancel. You end up with 9a equals, well, now there's nothing on the right side. We have a number for that. It's 0. Don't leave it blank. Now continue on like you normally would. 9 times a, you have to get rid of 9 using division. Zero divided by 9 is 0. If you don't believe me, put it in a calculator. All right. In this one, we have 8 over 4 plus 6x equals 8. The first thing you should do is simplify. 8 over 4 becomes 2, and rewrite the rest of the equation. Now, as you remember, we should work on the 2 first before the 6. Since it's a positive 2, we should subtract from both sides. Cancel. 6x equals 6. Now to get rid of the 6, we have to divide. The 6's cancel. We get x equals. These 6's cancel also, but it doesn't make 0. It makes 1. Now you might be asking, why isn't there a 1 next to the x? Actually, there is. We just don't write it. Remember that 1 times anything is itself. So 1 times x is still x. So this is our final answer. Now let's work on this one. Subtract 5 from both sides. 5's cancel. 3x equals 6. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 2. Now you should go work on the problems on the worksheet and submit your answers.
Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps.